Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on this Goshen City FC game day. It's myself, Cormac Kublikti. I'm joined in the booth by Theo Twitchell, and we are just about to get things going here. Before we do anything, have to acknowledge the beautiful weather outside today. It's feeling nice. It's actually cooled down just a little bit since we first got here. I'm going to hand it off to Theo. Theo, how are you doing? And then you're going to run us through as well how the standings are looking.
I'm doing great, thank you. And yes, it is a beautiful day. Nice and warm, perfect weather, really. But let's look at the standings. Yeah, so up in the top of the table is Goshen City FC with 8 points. They lead. They are tied with the Holland Rovers at 8 points, but their +4 goal differential over Holland Rovers +2 gives them that top spot. And then following close up is in the number 3 position, the Lansing Common FC. So 2 quality opponents, they've got 7 points. But yeah, 2 very quality opponents. We expect a great game.
Should be a good match. Goshen City FC sitting at first. A win tonight would be very important in helping them keep that lead. We've got some other relevant results. Maybe you want to run us through how the season's been going for either team.
Absolutely. Last time out, Goshen, that was a home game, May 31st. Some of you may recall. You were watching right on this live stream, maybe. Goshen City took that 2-0 over the 1927 Soccer Club. Stephen Bondi and Kevin Vidana took those 2 goals. And then for the Lansing Common FC, that was a home match for them on May 31st. They won that 1-0 over Grand Rapids. And then that was Ali Ahmed who scored their one and only goal.
Those are the last 2 matches for either team. Quickly, we're going to run through the starting 11s for either team. First, I'll hand it over to Theo if you want to run us through the Lansing Common FC starting 11.
Absolutely. Starting in net, number 1, Brooks Borsma. Number 8, Jack Heald. Number 9, Extreme Hauk. Number 10, Ali Ahmed. Number 11, Owen Resch. Number 16, Carter Hagen. Number 16, Carter Hagen is not starting. It is number 15, Max Crawford. And then number 17, Avery Dresky. Number 18, Michael Dietz. Number 21, Michael Costaglanis. Number 23, Spencer Powell. And number 25, Ben Novello.
Of course, Lansing Common coached by head coach Brent Sorg. Then for Goshen City FC, starting between the sticks is going to be number 1, Leonard Vider. Number 2, Stephen Bondi, who scored in GCFC's last match. Then it's number 5, Tim Vilkening. Number 6, Adrian Gonzalez Martinez. Number 7, Ricardo Garcia. Number 8, Maxime Breguion. Number 9, Joao Laranjo. Number 10, Luis Felipe Gruber. Number 14, Alejandro Murillo. Number 15, Lindo Zimba. And last but not least, number 19, Eli Simenez. Goshen City FC is coached by head coach Tyler Bourne. He's in his 3rd season at Goshen City FC. Both teams preparing to make their way onto the pitch now. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll mute back up for the national anthem in the starting 11 here on the field. When we're back, it's going to be the first whistle ahead of this matchup on the Goshen City FC YouTube page. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It's Goshen City FC facing off against Lansing Common FC, and it should be a very fine matchup. To myself, Cormac Coop Lichty. I'm joined on the mic by Theo Twitchell as we prepare for this Great Lakes West Division matchup. Both teams out on the pitch in their little circles, preparing, getting some toxin as the referees also head on the pitch. Theo, how are you feeling ahead of tonight's match?
I'm feeling really good. As we mentioned on our little pre-show, these are two great teams, top of the table matchup. Just 2 points, or 1 point, separates them. It should be a great game and a beautiful day.
You look at the season, at least in conference for both teams in the league. Goshen City FC, 2 wins and 2 draws, puts them on 8 points. 7 points from Lansing Common with 2 wins and 1 draw. So Goshen City FC with a match in hand, of course. If they win tonight, they will still be above Lansing Common, but again, with an extra match played. And just ahead of kickoff here, looks like it will be Joao Laranjo to take the first touch of the match, the striker for Goshen City FC. Looking like some differences here in today's matchup. If you watched last week, Ricardo Garcia was playing more of like a left wing back, full back role on the left side, but it will be Eli Simenez filling in that role, and so looks like Garcia will be pushing higher up the pitch. And there is the whistle, and the match is underway now. Vilkening getting some early touches on the ball before getting it to Zimba. Early composure from Lansing Common. We often see kind of a higher press, but if you look at the positions of every player on the field for Lansing Common, they only have 1 forward listed on the field, so it would seem that they're running somewhat of a 4-5-1. How true that will actually be, we don't yet know, but not a huge bit of intensity. Seems like defense will be the objective for Lansing. Zimba with the ball. He's had plenty of time on it. Picking it up then for Goshen was Felipe Gruber, the captain. Vilkening now. Vilkening looks up for Garcia. Garcia touches it through for Bondi. Bondi quickly dribbling towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Looks like he was going to get dispossessed, but still with him. Gets past 4. His ball into the box. Away and no good. Garcia now with it. Goshen pushing up their back line. Simba looks up. Plays one wide for Simenez. Too much on that one. It'll go out for a for a Lansing throw-in.
And you touched on Lansing's composure at the beginning of the game. It's going to be important for Goshen and their composure as Lansing traveled with some fans and some drums, so we'll see if the atmosphere has to play into it.
Lansing bringing the away fans and certainly seeming to be one of the more well-run clubs in the league on most levels. There's a nice ball forward. Will get cut out then by Murillo. Goshen resetting, back to Murillo again. Lindo Zimba, one of the 2 captains for Goshen City FC on the pitch. Vilkening, part of this Tyler Bourne back 3. That's a nice ball. Looks like just inches away of making it through. It was cut out for a Goshen throw-in. Vilkening takes it back to Simba. Adrian Gonzalez Martinez, who has somewhat of a free defensive role in this system under head coach Tyler Bourne. There's a nice ball forward from Vilkening. Laranjo touches it down. Still with Goshen now. To Simenez. Simenez in the box. He'll have a shot. No, he won't. Faking it. Drives down the line. His ball into the center will eventually roll out for a Goshen City FC corner. It's going to be the first corner of the match.
Yeah, he tried to make a move, go to the end line, get a cross off, but that feint shot didn't quite sell the defender there. So looking back, maybe it would have been a good decision to shoot right off the start, but hindsight is 20/20.
Garcia steps up to take the in-swinger. A sea of orange in the box here. Garcia, his ball, driving into the middle. It gets touched away, and it looks like it will roll out for what is going to be a goal kick. So going to be the first goal kick. Got our first corner, and now the first goal kick will be Brooks Boersma to take this one. Excuse me. Looks like he actually will not take it. Does get passed to him immediately, though. He boots this one way up the pitch, and Murillo taking his time to collect, plays it then back to Vider. So both goalkeepers getting some touches on the ball in the early goings. Lindo Zimba now to Vilkening. Vilkening, who seems to be one of the initial defenders to start these Goshen City FC attacks. Stephen Bondi, who scored in the last match. He's going to give away a cheap ball here. Now an opportunity for Lansing. They're breaking into the box. The strike saved at the last minute. It was Maxime Breguion who put in the sliding tackle to block that shot, but it could have been fatal for GCFC.
Yeah, Zimba stepping in with a really hard challenge around the top of the 18. The ref would have called a foul if they didn't have that awesome opportunity there. He opened his arm up to say play on, and that shot just not finding the back of the net.
And so corner opportunity now for Lansing. It will be Ahmad to take this one. He's got Kostaglanis in support. This one whipped towards the near post, cleared way away. Garcia will chase after. He's got competition from Crawford. Looks like Crawford will come out on top before getting it stolen from him by Garcia. Sliding tackle then coming against Felipe Gruber. It will be free kick now for Goshen, well within their own half.
Keep an eye out for Lansing's keeper, Brooks Boersma. He's been stepping way up the field when they have possession high up. Last time, right when that foul happened, he was halfway up his own half. So well outside his 18. Goshen could look for a long ball or a quick shot.
Bondi on the right wing. Sends one driven into the center and fall all the way through to the far side with Simenez. Murillo to Zimba, back to Murillo again. The first home match of the season here for Eli Simenez. He sends one into the box looking for Laranjo. Does get cleared away, and safe to say that Lansing not afraid to get numbers back and really pack the box on defense. Playing some patient ball. Sliding tackle coming in then from Alejandro Murillo. Goes out then for a throw-in on the far side. That one taken quickly. Spencer Powell. Powell, who's wearing that captain's armband, gets it back to Boersma. Boersma looks up for Ahmad. Interesting to see how Lansing has kind of been able to stop this Goshen City FC press, where, as we know, they have been lethal in their previous matches. Think back to last week against 1927 FC from Fort Wayne, where they had the 2-0 win. And notably, their front line and their pressing adding so much value to their output. Goshen playing as patient as can be as well, so neither team taking any huge risks. Vilkening on the ball with plenty of space. He looks up. There's a ball over top. This one being chased down by Breguion. Tries to send one into the middle, but no good. Eventually, the clearance having to come there from Ben Novello. Goshen throw-in.
An excellent ball there from Tin Wilkening. Perfectly weighted and then good backspin, but it was defended really well.
Gonzalez Martinez, who's dropping deep in possession for Goshen, being a bit of a facilitator. The midfielder works so hard out of possession and then in possession as well, seeming to always be in the right space. Tim Vilkening, some nice dribbling here from the center back. That's a great ball forward for Bondi. Bondi breaking towards the edge of the box. His ball into the center. Nobody there to get onto the end of it, and so it will be Brooks Boersma to collect. And the intensity not there offensively from Lansing. They seem more than happy to kind of sit back and take their time. Boersma's ball. This one sent long towards Zimba. Zimba heads this one up, but it does fall a little bit backwards. Kept in by Murillo, and smart play to kick it off the defender's legs. Throw in now for Goshen. Long throw towards Felipe Gruber. Out of play.
Yeah, Lansing just trying to trap them in this corner. They do well to work up the field a little bit, but they'll see if they can keep trying to keep that momentum going up forward.
Another long ball forward. Touchdown by Gonzalez Martinez. And then the long ball over top towards Laranjo, but he knew that he was offside, so didn't make an attempt on that one. Lansing ball forward, cut out by the chest of Adrian Gonzalez Martinez. Now a fantastic opportunity. Slide tackle comes in, but Goshen recovers the ball once again. Maxime Breguion, who seems to be always making a big impact for Goshen. Always one of the players with the most touches. Felipe Gruber, dispossessed there. On the far side, looks like it is going to be a foul called here in favor of Lansing Common, so they're going to have a free kick in their own half. And again, not the most intensity, playing away from home, of course, so seeming to take their time, not wanting to go down a goal. That long ball from the free kick, headed down by Bondi to Garcia, and now with Vilkening. Vilkening back to Garcia. Garcia so quick with the ball at his feet, and one of the more confident players in the tight spaces, an asset on the inside and the outside of the pitch, seeming to roam around just a bit. Free kick again for Lansing, that one taken quickly and short. Crawford back for Boersma, then to the feet of Pau. Pau looking up and driving. This back line for Lansing slowly pushing up. There's a ball onto the near side. It's going to be Crawford. Crawford towards the edge of the box. Sends one into the middle. Nice touch, and the turning volley will be no good. Way over the crossbar. Audacious attempt from the Lansing Common forward.
Yeah, not much else he could do there. Maybe bring it down, but there was a lot of Goshen defenders in the box. So that realistically was one of his only options. Made good contact on it, but just sent it over.
It was Extreme Hawk, with that opportunity. Bondi, he's got options. That's a fantastic ball forward, breaking into the box. Great footwork, and there it is! Goal! João Laranjo opening up the scoring, and the GCFC faithful up on their feet. Fantastic footwork and a brilliant finish to go along with it.
Yeah, just exceptional footwork inside the box, one-on-one with this defender, and he really just had his eyes set for goal no matter what. They had an excellent opportunity, Bondi making the outside run, drawing that defender out wide, which allowed that space for the through ball, and Laranjo, he had that extra bit of quality at the end. That's, if you guys have been with us for this season, we've been asking for that little bit of quality in that last moment of the attacking third, and it seems like they found it starting off this game.
You know, making the chances is one thing, but putting it in the back of the net is a whole nother, and that was a fantastic display of clinicality. Goshen with a bit of extra motivation here, a quick boost. And now it'll be interesting to see how Lansing's game plan will switch. We mentioned kind of some patience from Lansing, and already we can see this press from Lansing just with a bit more intensity. Ricardo Garcia back to Vilkening. Then into the center. Vilkening again. He'll play it back to his fellow German, Wieder, between the sticks. And then back again to Vilkening. Extra credit to Bondi on that last goal. Does so much more than goals and assists, but they certainly don't hurt when he gets them, and some fantastic playmaking by Bondi to set up that last goal. Boersma with the ball at his feet. He looks up. This will be a long ball, spreading it towards the left winger. He was aiming there for Resch, but Vilkening cutting it out. Great press from Goshen. Vilkening wins this one back. Gonzalez Martinez on his side, and Vilkening will drive all the way forward. He looks into the center. A bit of time here, but the center back getting a nice little nutmeg, breaking into the box, into the center, eventually cleared away. Goshen will reset again. Felipe Gruber all the way in the corner. That one poked away and out for a Goshen throw-in.
Some more neat one-on-one skills, great footwork. He got the couple scissors moves and then the nice little meg, but defended well after that.
Goshen throw-in here, and their back line pushed way up the pitch. On the other end, Lansing common with just about every single player in their defensive third. Gonzalez Martinez, ball towards the back post, headed away. Nobody there to collect an orange, and so it's going to be driving forward from Lansing. Goshen winning that one back after the attempted ball to Extreme Hauk. Yes, you heard that correct. Extreme. Gonzalez Martinez. Great vision from Gonzalez Martinez. Picks out Laranjo. Won't quite make it to him in the end, but he's going to press up, put some pressure on Boersma. Goshen continuing to keep Lansing uncomfortable, but in general, both teams having a bit of time on the ball. A long ball forward, hoping to pick out Ahmad.
Yeah, and that's the third or fourth time that they've gone for the long ball and it hasn't connected. I think 2 of those times the attacking player, that's number 9, Extreme Hauk, he hasn't even had an opportunity to challenge for it. It was just played too hard.
Bit unlucky from some of these long balls. Felipe Gruber, he looks up. There's a long ball forward to Ricardo Garcia. He heads it down for Laranjo. Great play. Laranjo sees Simenez. The offside flag goes up immediately, but some brilliant play from Goshen City FC to set up that attacking opportunity. It was a tiny margin to keep Simenez offside, so free kick again for Lansing Common.
Yeah, and Simenez didn't agree with that. His hands went straight to his head. He thought he was on, but the AR says he was maybe just a foot off.
And they are going to opt for the long ball on this set piece, hoping to force an offensive opportunity. That one up towards Extreme Hauk, but it will drop right down very easily there for Wieder. Vilkening now. And that one could be dangerous here. Wieder does get back in time, but could have been dangerous for Goshen. Zimba tries to clear. This one could be dangerous. Ball into the box. Ahmad tries to take on Zimba. Zimba seeming to put it away, but still in play. Ahmad, ball into the center. Vilkening touches this one down and gets it nicely under control. Great composure to not immediately clear it. Plays it forward then for Simenez. Simenez will keep this one in to Felipe Gruber.
Yeah, a bit of a breakdown there in the back half. A little bit of a miscommunication, not checking right before you pass. They played it to nearly into their own net. That was handled well though, but then playing it off of Hauk's back. So just gotta maintain that composure in the back.
Great ball forward from Bondi, and it's Ricardo Garcia to chase after this one. Won't get there in the end as the clearance came in from Novello, but Goshen with a throw-in, high up the pitch. Bondi takes this one to Gonzalez Martinez, back to Bondi. Bondi. Great passing, great tiki-taka here from Goshen City FC. Gruber looks up. Gonzalez Martinez plays the ball for the overlapping run from Bondi. Bondi can't get there, and It finds the end line. Goal kick now for Lansing.
Yeah, Bondi not quite ready for that through ball. It seems like he had made the run a little bit early, had to stop short, really cut off his momentum on that run, and then that's the exact moment that it was played. Just unlucky, but overall great chance. These through balls really causing a lot of danger for Lansing.
You look at this Goshen setup, you have to give credit to Gonzalez, Martinez, Breguion, and Felipe Gruber, the three midfielders for Goshen, who just so confident on the ball. And I think it almost reminds me of a player who's currently playing right now as well in the Nations League final in Europe, Portugal versus Spain, of course, but Vitinha, kind of the composure that they all have on the ball, being able to play through lines in uncomfortable positions has really been a strength for them and makes it very difficult for opposition to win the ball back. There's a long ball up for Laranjo. Laranjo fighting for this one. He will eventually get pushed off it. Lansing back in possession. Ahmad. Ali Ahmad. Great dribbling run here. Still with Ahmad. Sliding tackle is good from Murillo. Bondi sends one defender. And Goshen starting to toy with Lansing just a bit. Garcia will get the throw in here. And just taking a second to get the ball back. Looks like it rolled into a awkward position, but it's back on the field now. Will be Bondi to take this throw in. Gonzalez Martinez. Felipe Gruber. He's going to get dispossessed. And now it's Hauk. Hauk. Quick touch with Ahmad. Ahmad. Travella pass onto the far side. Down to the feet of Constagnes. Ball into the center. And the clearance, almost dangerous from Zimba. Did shank it a bit, but thankfully for Goshen, it will not go into the back of their net. Did roll out onto the far side.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic of Zimba. He's usually really well composed in the back, but just a little bit of lost footing there.
This link up between Garcia and Bondi has been fantastic. Almost all of the offensive output coming on this right side. Vilkening, Bondi, and Garcia. Three of the returning players for Goshen City FC, so shouldn't be a huge surprise that they have some chemistry together. Throw in taken quickly. Breguion to Gonzalez Martinez, and it's worth mentioning the heat and humidity right now, as I'm sure you'll see, but both teams somewhat opting to conserve their energy, especially as there's doesn't seem to be a cloud in sight. So it is full sunlight. Both teams surely feeling the heat. Throw in for Bondi, and it's going to be the first substitution of tonight's match.
Lansing Common FC substitution in the 22nd
excuse
minute.
me. It will be Resch to come out,
onto the
and
pitch,
coming
number
in
22, Damien
is going
Adai,
to be
replacing number
Damien
11, Owen Resch.
Adai. Great play from Goshen, a quick 1-2, and there's the ball forward from Bondi, who's Breguion to chase after it, and his pressure will force Lansing to hit that out for another throw-in. Gonzalez Martinez. Nice touch, Felipe Gruber. Great ball to Gonzalez Martinez. Then to Breguion. It does get cut out by Heald. And the clearance away from Bowersma is not ideal, to say the least. So Goshen throw-in. Seems like Goshen has had just about 5 or 6 throw-ins in this exact spot already. Felipe Gruber. Ricardo Garcia, who's now on the left, plays that wide for Simenez. Simenez, what can he make happen? Some nice footwork. Taking up his one-on-one, but gets forced back. He'll play it back then to Garcia. Murillo, who's getting pressured here. He'll want to play this one safe. He does get tackled, but Zimba is there to recover the ball back for Goshen again. Leader to Vilkening. Vilkening looks up. Pass to Laranjo. Great ball. Gonzalez Martinez saw the run of Vilkening, but no good. Easily collected by Bowersma. Not too much action in the early goings of today's match. Just one shot on the board for Goshen. They were, of course, effective in that one shot, getting the goal, but just the one, and then two for the guests there today. That's Lansing, of course. Both teams really taking their time. It'll be interesting to see how substitutions will come into play. A dangerous tackle from Laranjo. He takes down Novello.
Yeah, a little surprised to not see a yellow come out for that. It is early in the game, so not very many infractions being called quite so far. But that was a slide tackle from behind. His studs weren't up, so it wasn't incredibly dangerous, but it was still from behind, and it really wasn't close to the ball.
Interesting to make note of this Lansing lineup, kind of setup, I should say, in the early goings, as they just seem to be outmatched. And that is a beautiful ball from Gonzalez Martinez. Picks out Simenes. Simenes with a great touch. Ball into the center, and the strike is going to drift just inches wide of the far post. You thought maybe he'd try and set up a teammate, but he took it on himself and just about doubled the lead for Goshen.
Yeah, that first touch, looking for an active first touch towards net. Just a little bit too far for what he would have preferred in a perfect scenario, but a good touch. And then that allowed the defender to get right up on his shoulder, contest the shot, and didn't allow for him to pick out that corner. But looking for the back post, but just wide.
Vilkening scrappily wins this one back for Goshen. Back passes it to Bondi, but a poor touch is going to gift an opportunity for Lansing as they break on this left wing. Bondi, as per usual, will win it straight back for Goshen.
Yeah, very neatly put himself between the body and the ball of the opposing player and cleanly won that back after being dispossessed moments before on the wing.
It's not often that you see Bondi be dispossessed or make a mistake, but in those rare occasions, he seems to always make up for it. Simba. Interesting pass, and now Lansing with the ball. They'll spray that one wide to the far right wing. Dresky. And goes out for a throw-in for Lansing. Some early touches by Adai, the substitute. Dresky. Now on the far wing, it looked like a cross into the center, deflects back, and goes out now for a throw-in for Lansing.
Yeah, looking for that volley cross. Made really good contact, but defended well.
Interesting just to make note of the differences between tonight's match and if you think back to last week's match against Fort Wayne 1927, as the intensity and pace of the match just so different. Much calmer and tactical tonight, whereas it seemed like more of a show of athleticism from Goshen in their last match. And I think that speaks to the versatility that they offer.
For sure, and I think that also speaks to maybe the play style of Lansing Common as well. They only have 4 goals on the season. That is for the league the MWPL league, that is, as they do play some friendlies. But yeah, they only have 4 goals on the season, so maybe they do opt to play for that slow style, taking their chances when they get them.
Seems like they have been successful in those matches thus far. Again, 2 wins and a draw, so they've been able to make things happen results-wise. Just seems like kind of stemming from defensive capabilities rather than offensive. Bondi will reset this nicely with his ball back to Simba. Now Murillo has Simenes wide, plays it to Garcia, and then Garcia the quick one touch to Simenes. Now to Gonzalez Martinez again. Great quick passes from Goshen at Goshen midfield, seeming to always make the right smart choice and not spending too much or too little time on the ball. Vilkening getting pressed here, but gets it back to Simba. Felipe Grober wanted to pick out Bondi, but it wasn't on. Quick step over, an overlapping run. Bondi will play this one to Laranjo. Common winning it back, but they will get pressed immediately. Adai. Garcia putting the pressure on Adai. He'll send a long ball forward. Simenez dropping back to clear this one, and it's almost a bicycle kick clearance. Not maybe the height you would imagine a bicycle kick to have, but he clears that one away.
One thing I think is important to note, all of these Goshen City FC players play with so much confidence on and off the ball. They're very sure of what they want to do, and they know their next move before the ball even comes to them.
And I think that, that all stems from the confidence not only that they have in themselves as individuals, but in their teammates as well,
Sure.
Trusting and feeling like, whoever the ball is with is somebody that you can feel safe when they have the ball. There's going to be a strike from the edge of the box, and it will get shanked into the ground, so just about zero danger from that strike from Lansing. Max Crawford wide to Damian Adai. In the center with Lansing, now wide. They'll keep a hold of it after winning it back off of Bondi. Ali Ahmad, and the strike from distance, causing issues here, and will it be the initial goal for Lansing Common? It doesn't get much uglier than that of a goal, but it doesn't matter how you scored. It matters if it goes in the back of the net. It was a blast of a shot from Max Crawford outside of the box. And then some great poaching to finish that one off, I believe, coming off the foot of number 21. That's Costagliness.
Yeah, a missile of a first shot there. Goes off the crossbar, off the back of Vider's head, I believe, and then really trickled out. And I'll be honest, I would love to see a little more effort from the defense off of that. Nobody's took a step towards that second ball as the whole defensive line got caught lacking. They stood and watched it, and you saw Costagliness pounce on that opportunity and finish it off.
So double substitution for Lansing. We'll see Extreme Hawk and Ali Ahmad coming off.
Extreme Hawk and number 10, Ali Ahmad.
And then making their way in will be Carter Hagan. And he's going to be joined then in the center of the pitch by, will be Janowski. That's Jason Janowski. So already 3 substitutions in the early goings for Lansing. Making use of the substitutions. The substitution rule seems like a smart play, especially on a hot day like today. Making sure that there's always going to be fresh legs. Fantastic ball from Gonzalez Martinez to Simenez. Now Garcia. Some nice touches from Garcia. He plays it back then to Murillo. Simba. Now with Vilkening. Vilkening looks up. Ball forward for Bondi. Bondi, quick touch and roll. So technical with the ball at his feet. Gets it to Gonzalez Martinez. Still with Gonzalez Martinez. Then wide to Felipe Gruber. Gets past one man. Pass 2 to Bondi. Bondi plays the ball towards the edge of the box, but nobody in orange to make the most of it. Breguion fights to win this one back. Now with Gonzalez Martinez. He has a strike from outside of the box. That one hitting off the back of Novello.
Yeah, he looked up towards net and noticed that Boersma had rotated in his net, shifted to cover off the cross. He expected a cross to come in, and he tried to shoot it there, but it went off the back of the defender, out for another corner.
32 minutes down, and it's tied a goal apiece here. Goshen with this corner kick. This one towards the near post, cleared away, but Felipe Gruber will make the most of it. Breaking towards the back line. That's into the center, and Simba! Goal! attack. His header is good for the second goal of the night for Goshen City FC.
And that's his second goal on the season with an excellent header. He created good space, got to that back post, an excellent ball in from Gruber, and just a very nice and tidy finish.
In the wake of that, 2 substitutions as well. Coming in for Goshen will be number 23, Alan Rodriguez, and number 4, Andres Gonzalez Maza.
And number 23,
coming out for Goshen will be Joao Laranjo and Luis Felipe Gruber. So Felipe Gruber, who just got the assist, will come off.
And Goshen doing really good, really well to bounce back from that goal that they conceded just 3 minutes prior.
Great play from Goshen, and now Lansing looking to react immediately with some offensive output. Maza, his first touches on the ball here. He looks up and will play that beautifully, cutting through lines to Garcia. Then the ball in behind. The touch was there from Gonzalez Martinez, but couldn't get it past Bowersma.
Yeah, good idea, but not able to get just enough contact on that as he was sliding in at full extension when he was able to get toes on it.
Vilkening has the ball here, but both teams compressing so much onto it. Worth noting that Alan Rodriguez, who just got substituted in, you wouldn't believe it, his former club that he just came from, Chicago Fire. Would you believe it? So a top player from the Goshen area. I believe he attended Bethany High School here in Goshen. He's back in Goshen again. Gonzalez Martinez to Bondi. Gonzalez Martinez again here. Sees Eli Simenez, but the ball just behind him. Great interception there by Maxime Breguion. Simenez to Breguion. Breguion does well to fend off the pressure. Vilkening to Simba. Simba then wide to Bondi. Bondi, so consistent. The high ball drops down towards Kostoglanis. And then the switch wide there from Jack Heald. I think Heald a bit confused on that one.
Lansing substitution in the 37th minute. Coming onto the pitch is number 5, Brett Swatton.
And another substitution for Lansing Common. We'll see Brett Swatton come in. He came in, making way for him was number 15, Max Crawford. Simba with the ball. First 36 minutes of play are done. And Goshen with the 1-goal advantage, 2-1. There's a ball over top from Breguion. Simenez chasing after. He looks wide, and it seemed like he maybe initially believed he might have been offsides, so a delayed run from him. There's a huge long ball forward. Simba touches that down fantastically. Gonzalez Martinez then not able to find some space. Simba going to ground with a beautiful and clean sliding tackle, and then the ball into the center from the recently substituted on Swatton. Will be no problem for Vider.
Yeah, great tackle from Zimba there, right in the middle of the field. Could have been dangerous if it wasn't executed to perfection, but fortunately for him, it was executed to perfection.
Bondi to Garcia. Garcia, great feint. Keeps the ball at his feet, and Garcia having the advantage of quick feet and quick reactions, where when facing up against defenders, he almost just waits to see how the defenders move and then makes his decision based off of that. It's going to be a Lansing throw-in, and a substitution for Goshen coming in will be number 20, Trent Sugars. And making way for him will be
in the 39th
Stephen
minute.
Bondi. Bondi, who
Coming off the
so
pitch, number 2,
consistently,
Stephen Bondi, replaced by number 20, Trent Sugars.
so consistently, one of those players you think never drops below, the 7.5 every game. Always with a solid performance. But it seems like this season he's really taken it to the next level. Simenez, his ball into the center. Couldn't find the feet of anyone in orange, so it goes out on the far side for a Goshen throw-in.
And I have mentioned it a few times this season if you've been watching and following along with the home games. When you're this high up the pitch, you can almost treat it like a corner with a long throw if you want to. I say it's right near the corner, and they try to take it higher up the pitch, but the referee says no.
And so throw in, Murillo to take. This one sent into the center. No good for Goshen, and will eventually be claimed there by Barsma. His distribution way up the pitch. Almost too far, as it's going to be from one goalkeeper to the other. Lindo Zimba. Zimba sees the run of Simenez, but will play it easily to Murillo. Murillo's ball, no good, won by Lansing, but the composure is not there, as then Breguion collects. Ricardo Garcia. Then to Rodriguez, Alan Rodriguez. Breguion. Alan Rodriguez again. Now Gonzalez Martinez. Massa. Looking for the long ball, and I think, again, the passing ability of everybody on the pitch for Goshen so high. Everyone always looking for the runs, and if they're not looking for a run, they're probably making one themselves. So the movement offensively for Goshen has been superb. Long ball, touchdown fantastically well there by Murillo. Alan Rodriguez with a great feint, and there's a nice ball forward. It looks like it was Ricardo Garcia who decided to let that one play forward. He thought that Massa was there for the run, but a bit of miscommunication. 4 minutes of regular time left to play in this first half. And there's the ball forward. Seems like the game once again slowing down a little bit here as it edges towards the end of this first half, excuse me. A die. One back by Goshen again. Gonzalez Martinez to Ricardo Garcia, now with Vilkening. Wide here for Trent Sugars. Alan Rodriguez. Breguion. Ricardo Garcia, quick touch. Breguion again. Great passing from Goshen. Clearance away, only falls to the feet of Trent Sugars. He's looking into that box. He'll send a ball towards the back post. Mazza chasing after this one. It rolls out of play. Looks like couldn't get onto the end of it. Goal kick now for Lansing.
Yeah, tidy 1-2 in the middle there. And then it gets played out. And then a good loop and cross into a dangerous position. But it seems like Massa could have gotten there and then maybe let off just a second as he thought a teammate was going to take that. But another little bit of miscommunication there.
A die. Facing the pressure from Massa. Lansing really struggling to build up. Goshen has been so successful in their press and kind of shutting down any forward opportunities for Lansing. And what that has forced them to do is really rely on the long ball offensively, not finding much success elsewhere. Jack Heald. Pau. Novello to Pau again. A die. Pau, the captain for Lansing. Bowersma taking his time. And interesting to note the lack of intensity here from Lansing. You wouldn't imagine that they'd be content. Maybe they're saying, let's wait until halftime. We're going to get some new instruction, maybe some faces returning to the pitch. Of course, always worth mentioning the substitution rules here. Follow 18 players allowed to be on the traveling roster, home or away. There's 3 substitution windows allowed for each team each half, so 3 times you can do substitutions. The interesting thing, no limit on how many players can be substituted in each substitution window. The important part is that if you are substituted off, let's say in the first half, you are actually able to you're able to re-enter in the second half. So a nice way for players to maybe get a break towards the end of the half, and that would make sense with the substitution patterns we've seen thus far. Zimba. He'll clear that one way far away, and no ball boys or ball girls for tonight's match, so the players forced to run and get them themselves.
Fortunately, they've got nice little cones set up with the ball sitting on top, relatively near each section.
And I take it back. Looks like there is a single ball boy on the far side who's putting in some miles right now to chase down that ball. A die. Can Lansing make something happen before the whistle blows for the end of this first half? Alan Rodriguez, intelligent turn, and wins the throw-in for Goshen. Who will take this throw-in? Looks like it is going to be Murillo to take this one. It was 2 minutes of added time in this first half. Simenez back to Vider. And Goshen more than happy to just hold on to this lead. You would hope that they would push, get the 2-goal lead, but for the time being, they're content with how it is. There's a long ball forward from Vilkening, starting to cause just a little bit of almost, not tension, but action, the pace starting to pick up here. Bregyon pressing up. Credit to him as he is all over the pitch. Gonzalez Martinez along with him, another player who seems to be everywhere the ball is. And this will be the last opportunity for Lansing. Bowersma, long ball up and forward. Won't be much of an opportunity off the head of Brett Swatton. And Vider taking his time to pick the ball back up. Moments away from the end of this first half as Vider looks up, and imagine this may be the last touch, and it will be as the referee is going to blow his whistle. And there's the first half of action done. Goshen City FC 2, Lansing Common FC 1. We're going to take a real quick break. When we return, it'll be the second half of action right here on the Goshen City FC YouTube page.
Genesis Products is a leading supplier of laminated panels, wood components, and...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Goshen City FC versus Lansing Common FC. It is Midwestern Premier League action as these two teams towards the top of the Western Conference are facing off. Goshen City FC, 2 wins and 2 ties in the league this season, and Lansing with 2 wins and a single tie. So they have got a game in hand on Goshen, but as it stands, Goshen with a goal in hand. It's 2-1 in the early goings of this second half. It's myself, Cormac Quigley. I'm joined on today's call by Theo Twitchell. Theo, what'd you make of that first half?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lower intensity game than what we normally see from Goshen, at least here at home. But I think that has something to say about Lansing's play style, as they don't have that very erratic, high press, very chaotic play style that we see from a lot of these teams in the MWPL. But yeah, definitely the tight matchup that we thought it was going to be.
And I think that somewhat speaks to Goshen's ability to say, hey, you know, if you want to play slowly, if you want to really let this come down to the quality of the players on the pitch, they're ready to have that battle. Lansing really taking their time, especially in possession defensively, not really rushing it. And the only instances where you would maybe say they're rushing it are just the long ball attempts that they've had. And I think they've felt frustrated by Goshen's press as far as not really being able to build up how they would maybe usually hope to.
For sure, and you mentioned that quality aspect. We've been asking all season really for that extra bit of quality, that last touch in the attacking third, and it seems like they found that today, bagging 2 goals already.
Long ball immediately from Lansing goes out of play. Goshen throw in. Excuse me, it will be a Lansing throw in. It will be Dietz to take this. This one going all the way into the corner. And so throw in for Goshen. Murillo to take this. Headed up towards Felipe Gruber, but headed away. And worth mentioning now, quickly, again, players able to re-enter the match. If you were substituted out in the first half, you can come back in the second half. The big rule, if you're subbed out in a half, you cannot re-enter in that same half. So a few faces who left the match in the first half have re-entered now. Corner kick for Lansing. Lansing taking their time here. This one sent out towards the edge of the box. Vilkening heads away the initial cross. Ricardo Garcia there to win it back for Goshen. Searches for Laranjo. Laranjo, who opened the scoring for tonight's match with a brilliantly taken strike towards the near post. Lansing Common with the ball. Playing forward, some offensive ball here into the box. Can they make something happen here? Bondi on defense trying to win this, but it will go out for another Lansing corner. So the second Lansing corner in quick succession.
Yeah, definitely a higher bit of press here and some more intensity from Lansing as they've got some attacking opportunities now.
Here comes the corner kick from Lansing. This one headed away by Zimba. Zimba, who scored for Goshen using his head, will make some defensive plays with his head as well. An offside flag coming up against Lansing, so Goshen free kick in their own half. Few faces for this Goshen City FC team who've been here for the history, entire history of the club. Eli Simenez, who's on the near side here, one of those names. Set to take this free kick, Trent Schergers. Will be goalkeeper Leonard Vider. His long ball towards Laranjo. headed down and collected by Gonzalez Martinez. Then Bondi back to Vider. An eventful day in the world of sports, of course. For any Indiana locals, you'll know that it's game 2 of the NBA Finals. Pacers with their second opportunity ever in the NBA Finals. That's later tonight yet. And earlier today, Nations League final in some European soccer, Portugal and Spain. I won't spoil it if you don't want to know the outcome, but it is game, set, match in that match. Goshen doing very nicely to continue with their style of play, and now finally being able to really switch up their play style. Great press from Lansing. They're going to win the ball, but wasn't long before Gonzalez Martinez won it straight back for Goshen.
Yeah, that was Janowski with the opportunity there. He turned back into pressure. Had he known, had he checked his shoulder before he turned, he would have probably opened up towards net and taken a shot, but he tried to turn away, but right back into pressure.
Goshen throwing here, and worth mentioning maybe you would say it's, a mild switch, but a bit more of a willingness to press higher up the pitch here by Lansing. Still not the most intense press, but really almost a suffocating one. Occupying spaces, not so much a man-marking press maybe. Felipe Gruber. Goshen with numbers here in this attack. Laranjo tries to play that back for Vilkening, but doesn't make it to him. Eventually Goshen getting a free kick. Brilliant reading of the play there by the center referee, as even though Vilkening not in possession of the ball immediately, it was the leg of the Lansing player that was stuck in between Vilkening's.
Yeah, and Vilkening's asking for a sub. You could see the motion there. He might be feeling that one a little bit, but didn't want to pause time a bit.
Zimba, long ball towards Simenez, and Simenez too much contact there. Bit of a collision in the header, so free kick for Lansing. Damian Adai takes this one. Bondi intercepts. Poor touch from Bondi, and neither team really getting too much of a hold of the ball. It is Lansing here. Goshen not pressing with the same intensity. Whether or not this is a tactical choice or just coming down to maybe fatigue. A few faces for Goshen who have played every single minute yet, and now the opportunity for Lansing. Ball into the center. Cut out splendidly by Zimba and up to Felipe Gruber. Quick touch, and does so well to face off against Lansing. He thought he was fouled there, but referee with no intention to blow the whistle. Great interception, winning the ball back for Goshen, and now Laranjo. Poor touch, and the deflection puts the ball out for a Goshen throw in. This one way up the pitch, and some visible frustration from Goshen head coach Tyler Bourne, who wants some of these wing backs for Goshen, a few more players to get up the pitch in support.
Yeah, we were talking about that composure in the first half. It seems like that composure's almost gone away, seemingly, in this second half from both teams, really.
Beautiful ball into the center, and it was Laranjo there to get onto the end of it, but great work from Bowersma to get in the way and not allow the Goshen City FC striker to make any contact. Lansing now. Can they make something happen? Trying to break forward. There's a long ball in behind, but again, Zimba, who has been on fire tonight, of course, getting the second goal for Goshen, but more than that, defensively, he's been on top of things. Gonzalez Martinez saw the overlapping run of Simenez, but couldn't find him. Wasn't long before the Goshen City FC midfield wins the ball back. Again, brilliant footwork by Maxime Breguion. Simenez taken to ground. No card coming out despite, although maybe there will be a card coming out here yet. Referee is going to have a talk here as Fans of Goshen City FC very frustrated by that tackle on Simenez.
Yeah, and that's the second time that I would have expected a card to be pulled. He was behind, that was number 19, Simenez, on the wing there, and he pulled him down by the shoulders. No play for the ball there. And you really expect there to be a card pulled, but nothing showing. That's the second time this match. If you recall, in the beginning of the game, Laranjo had an opportunity where he slid in from behind and got nothing but the cleats of the Lansing common player. But, yeah, the ref seemingly wanting to have a discussion and allow play to continue.
Dietz, the player who committed the foul, and a substitution for Goshen is going to see Ariel Matute come back in. Longtime GCFC player, and he comes in for Tim Vilkening. So a relatively like-for-like substitution there. Throw in on the near side. Murillo up to Gonzalez Martinez. He controls it initially with his shoulder, and some dangerous contact there. Goshen City FC players will be frustrated as they thought they had won a free kick before it's going to get called the other way. This one taken quickly. Advancing up the pitch, and a splendid ball to the backside will be headed down by Bondi. Vider collects, and he is going to waste as much time as possible before picking that one up. Goshen really holding formation well. You can see the offensive structure is held well, but still cannot yet really get going offensively how we've seen them in some other matches. Ironically, they've been clinical in the opportunities that they've had. Just can't quite get the same number of opportunities. And some would say, does quantity matter? Really what matters is how many goals come from them. But from an entertainment standpoint, Goshen City FC fans will want to see as many offensive opportunities as possible. Matute. Back for Vider. Simenez wants the ball. You can see him motioning to Vider, but Vider couldn't quite get it to him. Simenez seeming like he took a shoulder. And the long ball forward, no good.
I'm surprised the ref isn't stopping play. That was a potential head injury there for Simenez, as it seemed like he had taken a shoulder up high on the 50-50 contact there, but he had hopped right back up, so seems to be okay. Seems to be opting to walk it off, but he's taking a beating recently.
Simenez, one of the players who, not only here, also for Goshen College, where he plays collegiately. He's preparing to go into his senior year, but one of the players for Goshen and here, both Goshens, who seems to pick up fouls, and I think it's because of the threat that he poses. An opportunity for Lansing. They break into the box. Great composure. Ball into the center. Hit up originally by Matute. Headed away there by Felipe Gruber. Gonzalez Martinez to Ricardo Garcia. Can Goshen make something happen on the counter? Great work there from Adai as he is surrounded by a sea of orange shirts. Garcia getting the tackle and winning the ball here.
Yeah, Adai not liking that decision. It was maybe 1 on 5 or 6 there from him. And the ref, he goes down. Maybe 2 or 3 Goshen players go down. Just a mess of bodies falling around. But the ref opts to give the foul to Goshen. But
bit of an interesting call. It did seem like it was maybe the opposite. At least from my perspective, seemed maybe like Adai had been the one who was fouled. But referee not seeing it the same way. Boersma. Ball at feet. And again, it's still interesting to see Lansing, not that they don't have time, 57th minute, so 33 minutes of regular time yet to play, but choosing not to really, bring the intensity, press very hard, very willing to play things slowly. Not what you would typically expect. Maybe that just comes down to the confidence that they have that, another goal is coming, but haven't seen it from them thus far. Goshen doing well, always out of possession. I think Goshen so strong defensively, not only because of their defenders, but ironically the midfield and forward line for Goshen, always with the tenacity and willingness to put in their part in winning the ball back.
Yeah, it's so impressive, the work rate from these Goshen players. Seems like every player that's out on the field, they want to be there. They're willing to put in those extra miles, those extra steps, those extra difficult challenges to find some advantage for their team, and it works for them.
Breguion, Gonzalez Martinez, now Ricardo Garcia. Garcia moving with pace. He plays in behind Simonez. This could be something now. The sliding tackle coming in, but Simonez holds onto the ball. He does have to play it back to Garcia. And interestingly, Goshen, who seemed to almost exclusively attack on the right side in the first half, now almost exclusively attacking on the left side here in the second half. Extreme Hauk. Ball into the center, but Bondi there to cut that one out.
Speaking of high work rate players,
Bondi, who I'm not sure I've ever seen him tired. Don't know that he knows that word. There's a fantastic ball for Simonez in behind. Again, the sliding tackle from the Lansing Common back line. Goshen throw in. Further up the pitch with this one, and interestingly, it is actually going to be Damian Adai who committed the tackle, who's quite visibly in some pain here on the ground. Looks like it's that right leg, which is causing him some issues.
yeah, it was a good clean tackle, good slide tackle, but Simonez obviously tracking the ball after it got played out, couldn't stop his momentum and maybe accidentally trampled on him a little bit, but
Almost seeming like it may have been an internal injury to his knee. Maybe not as much collision, but he's back on his feet and he'll play on. Simonez, Gonzalez Martinez, Murillo. And fantastic play from Goshen in the tight spaces here. That is absolutely brilliant for them to break into the box. Garcia just behind the ball, still in Goshen possession, although Adai wins it back and takes no time before clearing it way up the other end of the pitch. There's a ball over top. Zimba back in behind, heads it down. Could have fallen awkwardly, but thankfully for Goshen, Vitor there to pick this one up.
Adai is back down on the ground, way back behind play. The ref now stops it. It's still his knee. He's decided he can't go on. He was trying to tough it out because nobody really wants to use a substitution window or a substitution, but say when you can't go on, you can't go on.
Another player who had actually been substituted into the match, did not start, but will most definitely now, seems like it will be the end of his night. Both teams making use of this quick stoppage of play to get some water in. As we mentioned, quite a hot day. Did get a few moments actually here where it seemed like there was just a bit of shade for players to cool off a little bit. The temperature dropped just a bit, but now the sun seeming to shine and shimmer once again. And of course, what's a water break without a bit of coaching, as Tyler Bourne is going to have his team come circle around him, give some more instruction. You can see just from the motions that he's looking for more intensity from the team.
Yeah, Tyler Bourne gathering his whole team around, whereas Brent Sorg doesn't seem to be doing the same thing. He's got two players over there. One seems to be a substitute, but yeah, not as much as of a team talk as what Goshen is, as Adai is back up on his feet now. That's good to see.
Nice to see him. He's going to get a clap from home and away fans alike. It seems like, as you were saying, Brent Sorg not doing as much of a team talk, and I think that probably comes down to the fact that he's maybe more so given some instructions for this substitution, as that's what's going to be on the top of his mind.
Yeah, and I will mention, Goshen have two players wearing a captain's armband. If you remember from last home game, which was last week, Goshen's captain ended up going off the field. The player, I can't remember exactly who it was, but whoever was wearing the captain's armband at the moment ended up going off the field, and they didn't have another substitution window to send someone else on, so they couldn't replace that captain's band. So now it seems like they don't want that to happen again. They've got Zimba and Gruber wearing the captain's bands.
2 captains on the pitch, and I think that speaks to the strength of leadership for Goshen City FC as they're able to look across the pitch. And you even think of the likes of Tim Vilkening, I'm sure, who's another vocal captain, leader, maybe not wearing the armband, but a leader on and off the pitch as well. Long ball forward from Vider will go all the way back to Boersma. Boersma, who's had as much time on the ball as you could really ask for as a goalkeeper. Plays it wide to Crawford. Crawford then to Boersma again. Boersma. Short, and now Goshen. They're going to strike on this one. Great work from Felipe Gruber. Looks into the center. Then wide here. Joao Laranjo. Dispossessed, still fighting for it is Goshen. Gonzalez Martinez collects after the loose ball. Murillo to Simenez. Linesman flag goes up as the ball was out of play. Throw-in. This one going to be a long throw. Extreme Hauk chasing after it. Eventually cleared away, but throw-in again way up the pitch here for Lansing.
Yeah, combined effort there from Murillo and Zimba, as they did well. They both kind of just popped it up in the air, but Zimba finally able to clear it out. They're taking a bit to get this throw-in in. They'll take their time.
And they are going to utilize the long throw that you had mentioned a second ago. So Lansing will make the most of this, sending a ball into the box. This one towards the near side of the box, headed towards the back post. This could be dangerous. The strike off the feet there of Carter Hagen, but causing just about 0 issues for Goshen.
Yeah, and that would have been a pretty goal. The very long throw, impressive, and then the good flick on, and then a nice layoff, all of that in the air, and then the shot was taken out of the air on the volley, but
not
Hagen,
the most conventional of opportunities, but
no.
Of course, until that very last finish, it was well played by Lansing. And that seems to be the Lansing game plan, as they're looking to strike in moments. Garcia does well to let this ball play on as Gonzalez Martinez gets it. He does go to ground as he's dispossessed. Max Crawford, who's done very well for Lansing since being resubstituted, he came back in place of Damien Adai. Matute. Pressure on from Lansing, and Matute will win the throw-in for Goshen. 66-12, so about 2/3 of the way through this match, just a bit more than that now. Joao Laranjo touches this one down. Felipe Gruber. Matute tries to clear. The pressure is too much for him. Still in play. Gruber's long ball up to Laranjo, and don't see it too often that the Goshen, who have to sit everyone back. Zimba gets set here, and that was a fantastic play by Lansing. And it will be a penalty for Lansing. Matute, who's going to make the tackle here, sending the Lansing forward to the ground. Have to say, great work there from Extreme Hauk, who made the initial play, the initial turn. It was a Cruyff turn to send Zimba and open up some space then for his teammate. Eventually, the contact from Matute gives the penalty. So Matute getting the yellow card along with it. And the penalty set to be taken here by Extreme Hauk. Extreme Hauk. Will he have an extreme shot? That's the question. Hauk taken fantastically well. He looks back to the fans and shushes. Bit of a strange one there from Hauk. But that gives something for the Lansing Common fans to get on their feet for Goshen. Immediately looking to make some changes with 3 substitutions set to come on here. It will be Ricardo Garcia, Adrian Gonzalez Martinez, and will be Joao Laranjo. Coming in from Goshen is going to be Jose Saldivar. Re-entering the match, Andres Gonzalez Massa, and last but not least, Roberto Sanchez. So 3 substitutions to come in and make some difference. I like to see despite how strong Goshen's midfield already is, being able to bring Saldivar in off the bench is a huge asset for Goshen. Immediately Goshen breaking forward with the wide ball to Simenez. Simenez keeps it in play, but can't keep a hold of it himself. How will this change this matchup? Now, some extra motivation for Lansing as they've got a win yet in sight, and on the Goshen end of things, they've got a goal that they'll need to get back into the lead. Lansing building up here, and Roberto Sanchez, excuse me. There's Massa. And Breguion, his pass, not finding anyone.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum shift after that whole opportunity there and that goal. Goshen have to work hard now.
Great interception from Massa. Roberto Sanchez from way out. Took the strike. It looks like just dragged his foot a little bit. It was a roller wide of that left post, but a good sight and nice to see for Goshen. Always like to have a player who's going to come in and have the confidence to just take shots. I think that somewhat speaks to Goshen City FC's last match, where it was 2 goals from outside of the box, 2 times where you'd maybe think, it's not necessarily the smartest shot. Not that they're bad shots, but, always looking for the highest percentage shot these days, and sometimes you just got to have a crack.
Right, you just got to get shots off, and you really got to try to get them on net. You got to give them a chance, but yeah, just get as many off.
Ball for Simenez. Simenez cuts inside. He's looking for Massa. Awkward touch here. There's a strike from outside the box. Still alive here. Roberto Sanchez on the outside of the box. He'll have another strike. This one deflected away. Saldivar sends one in again, but only finding white shirts there. Pressure on there from Jason Janowski, but nothing coming of it. Now Extreme Hauk again, the goal scorer. Hauk, his strike. He had some pace on it, but the hands of Vider were enough to send it out for a a corner kick.
Yeah, so much power on that shot. Put his laces through it, and it dipped to the right just a little bit, but an excellent save there by Vider.
Will be the corner kick. Heading to the corner. Brett Swatton, and he's joined then by Janowski. Janowski, who won the penalty for Lansing. Here comes this corner kick. 71 minutes on the clock. Towards the near post, into a dangerous area. Still in play as it falls to Bondi. Bondi with the pressure on in the corner. He's looking to keep a hold of this one. The clearance up to Massa. Massa touches it down, can't keep a hold of it. Lansing ball now. Janowski into the center. Dangerous area. And the offside flag does come up. Vider, who got to the ball, couldn't get hands on it, couldn't keep a hold of it. Could have been dangerous, but was not. Murillo looks up. Touched by Massa. Roberto Sanchez. He's dispossessed. And now Lansing, who you must say for a large portion of this game felt like they were on the back foot. Now, with both teams all tied up, you'd say that things have started to swing in their favor. Still playing things slowly and really causing frustrations for Goshen. Goshen not really able to press how they normally would hope to. really playing things slowly in their build-up. Massa, there's one player willing to run. That's a ball into the far side. Offside flag up once again. Looks like it will be Vider to take. What's Goshen going to do? They need something to kind of change the tie of this match.
Yeah, it's very low energy after really that goal. It's been a while since Goshen have found a way to try to capture that momentum.
Long ball up and over. Finally collected here by Maxime Breguon. Great ball up to Massa. Offside flag up again. So offsides on both ends of the pitch. Breguon, you have to give him credit. He's played every single minute of the match thus far. He can run on the ball. Not only his distribution on the ball, but playmaking, his dribbling, the way he breaks through lines. He is really a splendid addition to this GCFC side in his first year playing for Goshen. There's the ball forward. Chase down as Murillo clears. Breguon again on the ball. Great ball to Massa. Massa to Saldivar. Goshen now getting some pace to these attacks. Matute to Bondi. Bondi on that right wing. He's got support there from Roberto Sanchez. Roberto. Back to Matute. Now Saldivar. Goshen forced all the way back to Vider. You have to say, since the substitution of Tim Vilkening, picked up a slight injury, and Goshen have not been able to play just the same without the German in the back line. Here's Mazza. He'll have a strike from distance. That one curling towards the far post and drifts just wide. Could have been a great opportunity for Goshen. Again, the confidence there, but Goshen needing to really create something more. Goal kick taken. And again, the intensity not seeming to be there from Lansing. They really have a patient style of play that they're willing and ready to commit to. This long ball, no good, as Goshen wins it back. Murillo, ball over top for Maxime Breguon to chase after. And out for a goal kick now for Lansing.
Yeah, Goshen struggling to stretch the pitch now. They haven't had very many good opportunities from the wing as of late, but they'll keep trying it. They've found lots of success through the wings, you know, from Bondi sprinting up the wing. We've seen so many of them run up that wing and create so many dangerous opportunities, but recently not finding them.
I think this really speaks to the strengths here and great coaching from Brent Sorg, as he noticed probably in that first half the way that this Goshen City FC midfield was really dominating Lansing. And so since the second half has begun, the choice to really spread the pitch, I mean, the wide players for Lansing hugging the touchline for the majority of their possession has really caused some issues for Goshen, as they're not able to press then when the ball is, or rather when the players are so far apart from each other, when, you know, they have so much space really to pass. It's made it extremely difficult for Goshen to press up the pitch, win the ball high up the pitch. And then in possession as well, Goshen struggling just a bit more. And now Goshen looking to press. We'll see what happens here. Credit to Bowersma, a goalkeeper here for Lansing, who is so confident on the ball, always ready and eager to have it at his feet. Again, adding another level of press proof. There's a strike from outside the box. It was Jason Janowski who won the penalty. That one no good, as it went way over the crossbar. Vider setting up for this goal kick. And Goshen kind of compressing for this one. That one up to Massa, headed back the other way. Saldivar gets a touch on it. Finally, Extreme Hauk with the ball at feet. Goshen still pressing, but again, Lansing doing so very well to shut down these Goshen players who just always seem to be trailing a step behind. Finally, Maxime Breguion, who seems to win the ball back so well for Goshen, able to do so once again. There's a ball for Simonez in just a hair offside. You can see the shock on his face as he felt pretty sure that that was maybe not the right call.
Yeah, he made the early run and then tried to get a step back onside. I thought he did from my vantage point, but the AR that's right on the line disagreed, and ultimately that's the opinion that matters most.
Yeah, why don't we get to make the decisions up here? I don't get it.
I don't know if our decisions could be trusted.
Yeah, it's possible. Massa. Felipe Gruber. To Roberto Sanchez. Offside flag stays down. Gruber again. Breguion wide for Simonez. Simonez, quick touch to Massa. Massa, ball into the center, and there's the offside flag now. Heads down for Goshen as you can see the frustration. 2 substitutions for Lansing now as it will be Janowski coming off. Coming in for Janowski will be Ali Ahmad. Coming in along Ahmad will be Owen Resch.
And number 11, Owen Resch. Replacing number 19.
Yeah, and these are 2 starters coming back into the game. So Lansing, they've had control of this game so far as of their penalty goal, and they're looking to continue that chokehold that they have on Goshen right now.
The long ball up and wide, so Goshen throw in. Murillo to Massa. Massa, great footwork in a tight space. Felipe Gruber plays it forward for Massa. Does Massa have the pace? Yes, he does. Massa breaking into the edge of the box. He takes the strike towards the near post. And that one just inches high.
Also leading the game for Lansing on that last substitution was number 16, Carter.
Yeah, he looked for a lot of power on that shot. You almost have to when you've got that kind of shooting angle, as the keeper for Lansing, Brooks Boersma, took off almost all of that shot angle, and low percentage opportunity there from that. I say again, the angles that he had, but you have to put power on it, and just kept rising.
Breguion, his ball forward. Massa to chase after this one. Breguion. Felipe Gruber. Ball forward for Bondi to chase after. That race just won by Boersma, but finally some promising offensive play for Goshen. Lansing will have an opportunity to make an offensive play of their own here as this ball's going to be played wide for Ahmad. Ali Ahmad. Great fake cross here. Breaks into the edge of the box. His ball trying to find his teammate. The strike from the edge of the box collected. No problem from Vider, but Goshen not in the best of positions.
Sorry to cut you off a few times there, but I wanted to mention that the game's opened up now. A few opportunities coming in from both sides.
And nobody there to catch the runner on the far post. And the penalty coming out here. Red card as well. Vider, who collided with his man, and now Goshen, who are searching to get the lead in a horrible position. Will it be a penalty kick or a free kick? I believe it is a penalty, but we are yet to see. And this makes things very difficult. Who will be between the sticks for Goshen for this set piece?
Yeah, Vider came out to play that ball and ultimately lost the opportunity to win it cleanly, and just kind of took out the attacking player there from Lansing, and that's going to be a red card all day, every day.
And so Will Goshen be able to make the substitution? I believe they can. And so, seeing what's happening here, looks like it will take a second to get the player on the pitch now.
Yeah, and by rule, you do have to have a keeper. So, we'll see who they decide to put in net. Whether that be a defender that goes in net, puts on some gloves and a different jersey, or if they do have a backup keeper, but...
I believe it will be Isaiah Rubio, who I would imagine. He has played goalkeeper, and it will be Isaiah Rubio, who's going to come in for Goshen. What an impact can he make? Not a great, not necessarily the worst position, but not a easy position to be in where you're going to get substituted in, and the first opportunity of the match is going to be a penalty to save. But he's got an opportunity to really be Goshen's hero today. And he will get substituted in, and along with him, Kingsley Kanu coming in, and Trent Schergers being re-substituted in. Simonez, Felipe Gruber, and Bondi making way.
Yeah, definitely a difficult position here for Isaiah Rubio to come in. He's got to save a penalty right off the bat. These are two top teams. This is an important game for the table, as this is about the halfway point of the season now. So still plenty of time left for these teams, but the 3 points in a 10-game season, those 3 points out of every game is so crucial. And he's going to look to preserve at least one right now with the 2-2 draw.
Isaiah Rubio. Can he be the hero? It is going to be a goal for Lansing. Jack Heald puts it in the bottom left. Credit to Rubio, who dove the right way. He found the right place, but couldn't get a hand on it. And so 3-2 is the advantage for Lansing Common, trailing headed into the second half. And now they've got a 1-goal lead and a 1-player advantage. Goshen with work to be done, 5 minutes in regular time left to play. What can they make happen? What can they get started?
Yeah, and another tidy finish on the penalty. That's going to be Jack Heald's second on the season. And I say, Isaiah Rubio, he chose the right way, but just wasn't able to get there outstretched.
Breguion. And now, despite being down a player, Goshen will be bringing maximum intensity, winning the ball back and pressing up the field. You can imagine that they're going to be looking to get a goal back, as a loss is, of course, the opposite of what they're looking for. They've got nothing to lose at this point. They won't be worried about goal difference too much at this stage in the season. Roberto Sanchez. Now Matute. He looks up. Trent Schergers. Back to Matute again. Goshen being pressed back down. Not what you want to see if you are a fan of the team in orange, but that's how it's been. Murillo. He gets dispossessed. Goshen really needing the intensity and needing somebody to step up. The ball forward cut out now, and you can see the confidence from Lansing at an all-time high, as they know they have the player advantage and they're making the very, very most of it. Extreme Hauk dispossessed here. Roberto Sanchez dropping deep. Saldivar. He looks up. Great intensity still here from Breguion to Kingsley Kanu. Kanu. Then dispossessed. Roberto Sanchez wins this one back, and it goes off the hand of the Lansing Common player. That was Owen Resch. Goshen free kick in the center of the pitch. This one taken long up towards Massa. Now the frustrating part for Goshen is this long ball is taken, but just about no support for Massa, even if he wins the ball. So, you know, it's one thing to find somebody open, but if he doesn't have anyone to play off of, it won't do them any good.
Right, and it's difficult when you're down a player it makes, especially when you get the red card, you lose a player, of course. When you lose that player, it becomes crucial for communication. You have to make sure that you're filling in that space. Whether you're defending, you've got to have a midfielder that gets back. And if you're attacking, you've got to have a defender that gets forward who might not often be used to it. So that communication is crucial.
Goshen really choosing to still play wide, which seems like it may not be in their best interest, as they want to somewhat compress the pitch a little bit, try and see if they can get any advantages. Free kick for Lansing now.
And I will say we are nearing the end of the 90 minutes, but there have been a lot of stoppages. You think of the injury that we had at near the middle-ish of the half with a dive from Lansing, 2 penalty kicks. We expect at least a few minutes of added time.
So still hope left for Goshen, but they're going to need to make some changes to their intensity, their play style, and of course, sometimes it's as simple as a bit of luck, you know, playing down a player. Sometimes it requires a bit of luck. Throw in here for Lansing, and again, the pace and tempo that they're playing at now coming to a halt. It will be 5 minutes of added time. Wasting time in the corner now. It is Extreme Hauk. Goal kick for Goshen. Isaias Rubio. Played to Matute. Now up for Breguion. Breguion looks up. He sees Kanu on the far side. And actually, Roberto Sanchez will win this one back. He plays it to Kanu. Kanu. His quick feet not enough as he gets dispossessed. Ball sent up the other way towards Extreme Hauk.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of
Goshen
5
throw
added
in.
minutes at the
Taken
end of
quickly
the
to
second
Saldivar.
half. Minimum 5 added minutes.
Saldivar. Matute. Matute looks up. Trenchurgers, and coming out of his net nicely was Brooks Boersma. Read that one well, and again takes time, plenty of time with ball in hand. He's motioning to his teammates to push up for this long ball.
Yeah, Lansing going to kill off as many minutes as they possibly can as they look to preserve these 3 points that they've got. But we do know that Goshen are comfortable in the late minutes of the game. We know that there's already been a few instances of some last-minute goals
Of
so
significance.
far this season, absolutely. And so we know they still have it in them.
Murillo. Great fake. Roberto Sanchez. His pass cut out. Goshen throw in again. The intensity not seeming to be there for Goshen.
And belief is so important right now. You have to believe that you're going to get those opportunities. You're going to get that goal.
Even now, Roberto Sanchez, who's fighting desperately to win the ball, not having too much help around him. Throw in for Murillo. This one going to be sent into the box. Can Goshen find a moment of magic?
Yellow card caution in the 92nd minute issued to Lansing.
Substitution for Lansing. We'll see Extreme Hauk come out, and coming in
Substitution
will
for
be
Lansing in the
21
92nd minute coming off
Michael
the pitch, number 9, Extreme Hauk,
Kostoglinis.
replaced by
Kostoglinis, who
21,
scored
Michael
the
Kostoglinis.
opening goal for Lansing. Murillo with
They
the
are
throw
going to
in.
treat this. They are going to treat this like a corner.
Long throw into the box. Bounces to the outside. Breguion to Maza. Maza on the turn. Taken by Lansing, but an opportunity to recycle for Goshen. Matute sends one towards Zimba. Plays through and into the box. Clearance away and corner. Goshen with no time to spare. They're going to break into the corner as, again, Murillo set to take his long throw into the box and cleared up and away. Still in play. Goshen plays it to Kanu. Kanu. His cross. Caught out early. Saldivar does well to get a touch, but it is going to be a Lansing throw-in, which will cost Goshen another 10 or 15 seconds of time.
Goshen need to regain possession quick and get shots off. We haven't seen them getting very many shots off late in this game, in this extra time. They've had some opportunities, but they're not ripping it.
Now an opportunity again for Lansing. They get dispossessed after a rough touch. This could be something, though. Long ball forward. Too much on it. Matute collects. This one out for a Goshen throw-in. Trent Sugars. Goshen with no time to spare. Short to Breguon, but no support for Goshen. Goshen free kick. Deep in their own half. Breguon sees Kanu. Does he have the quality to make that pass? He's going to absolutely belt it. Looks like he actually aims this one for Massa. Massa. On the edge of the box. Does well to feint. He's got two white shirts around him. Breaks into the edge of the box. Eventually out of play. It's going to be called a goal kick, and that may just about do it. We'll see if there's going to be any time left. Looks like could be another minute or so for hope for Goshen City. Brooks Boersma steps up to take this one. Again, it's going to be a long kick on the goal kick. Goshen in need of something to lift them up, even if it's just a quick shot, a quick play. Something to get them to believe. This goal kick taken splendidly. Saldivar. He looks up. Kanu overlapping. This could be a great opportunity for Goshen. Kanu towards the edge of the box. Can he keep it in play? Sends one into the middle. Simba is there, still alive. Sanchez to the edge of the box. Saldivar, he'll have a strike. This one blocked up, still alive. Trent Sugars fighting to keep this alive. Massa on the edge of the box. Goshen. Now towards Simba, headed up. Simba still an opportunity. Heads this towards Kingsley Kanu. Kanu faces up his one-on-one. Ball into the center, kept alive, amazingly still in play. Kanu, and the strike on the edge of the box, amazingly blocked. Another shot, what is happening? And the final strike going over the bar.
Wow. What an incredible defensive effort by nearly every single Lansing Common player in the 18-yard box. If I didn't know the rules of soccer, I would have thought they had maybe 50 players in the box there.
Brilliantly blocked and defended there by Lansing Commons, and that will be a game-winning defensive play there. As I imagine we are going to hear the full-time whistle any moment now. The long ball taken up the pitch. Goshen seems like there's still time to play, so they may regret not having the initial intensity off of that goal kick that they were hoping for. And there will be a throw in, I believe, for Goshen. So
they have to go quick.
Still time to play here. Can Goshen get one last attack? They may just. Roberto Sanchez looks up, tries to find Simba, and there it is, the full-time whistle. And it is 3 points away from home for Lansing Common FC. Thanks so much for joining us on today's live stream, joining us for this Goshen City FC match. They're going to get their first loss of the season here against Lansing Common. We have been Cormac Kublikti. I've been joined by Theo Twitchell. Thank you for joining us on tonight's stream. We will be back in action on June 21st, Saturday, June 21st at 5 p.m. as Goshen City FC is going to be facing off against Tulip United. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time.
For Lansing Common, the goal